Hey guys, Nolar here, back on the Jin&Nolar channel, and today I'm going over a little bit of a rant about why I think Red Zone event is not that good, or I should say it's not good for the health of the game. You guys have to hear me out, all right? So let's just dive right in. This is unscripted, unhinged, whatever you want to say, and I know you guys are probably just reacting and putting some BS comments down below because you haven't heard my argument. So here's my thing. I don't think it's a bad thing that the Red Zone event is here. Like, it is endgame content. It is very difficult. And in the background, you're just seeing me play it, just recording, you know, trying to see what I could do with it. With the best team I have, which is the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or Goku and Vegeta lead, 200%, all that kind of stuff. Like, probably one of my best teams. And I'm struggling. Now, I brought a lot of heavy physical units. I could probably do some other different things here, but for the most part, I'm bringing EZ8 LR third year Gogeta, who's phenomenal too, right? But maybe he's not the best case. You know, again, there's a lot of things I could do different, but the fact is, like, you can't brute force it, right? You just can't. And again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that I can't brute force it. That's actually fine, because there needs to be some other ways to, you know, make good, engaging content. But here's my thing, and here's my premise, first and foremost, is I don't believe that this is how the direction of the game needs to go. We've gone through this before, and I'm kind of tired of it. And so let me explain this. Back in the day, and of course this is me as a vet, and Jin and I both agree, like, the endgame content in the first couple years was literally dokkan events. Like, dokkan events were hard enough. You were trying to figure out ways how to make engaging content out of it, and that's what you did. Then you had Boss Rush, which, again, it was just literal multiple dokkan events stacked back to back, but the limitations you had where you can only take one team, you can only take so many, all the items, but you could only use 4 items. That was it when in a 8 to 10 gauntlet rush. Then after that, the most innovative part to the game to me was Super Battle Road, the original Super Battle Road, because it was different and you had to think about your team compositions, right? I mean, when I first took it, I thought, oh, I'll just brute force it with the best units I have. You know, I wasn't the biggest whale then, so I had some units not rainbowed and whatever, but it was difficult, and you had to change how you played. Like, one cheesy way to do it was to take Jocko to stun everybody. Like, how many people would take SR Jocko to do that, right? I mean, you did it for World Tournament, and that's where people got the idea and concept. Or stunning, or defense or attack lowering, right? So debuffing, all that kind of stuff. So it was good. Like, that was good for the game. And then after that, we had the Legendary Goku event. It's like been 3 years now, I want to say, maybe longer. But that's where stacking units were important, all that kind of stuff. But after that, all we got were just enhanced power creep. And again, I understand this is a gacha game, and enhanced power creep is necessary to keep people like myself and yourselves interested long enough in the game to continue summoning, right? But I got to make this statement now, and I'll explain this later, but the game at its core is a collector's game. You're summoning for units you want to play with and you want to collect. And for me, I'm a big hero collector in general. I play a lot of hero collector gachas and games. I want to have everything. And the thing about that mentality is, unless there's a reason for you to use everything, then it's just like I'm just collecting for the sake of collecting, right? So, and I'll circle back onto this, because the game right now, all it's doing is incentivizing you to pull on new units so you can beat the harder events. That's just the way it is, right? Like, that's very common practice in gacha games, where the next power creep level, this unit's stronger than that one, so in order to, you know, have fun with your said unit, you need to pull the new units and beat it and not die like I just did there. So that makes sense. So to me, the roadmap is they gave us the really hard stuff now. And again, I don't mind not being able to clear it right away. I don't think that's a problem, because they're telegraphing that they want us to pull for the Saiyan Day unit, for the worldwide Golden Week units, and then the worldwide celebration units. They want you to go down that path, right? So you can easily do this stuff later, and that's fine. Like, I don't need to beat this day one. That's okay. However, if I can't beat it day one, for the lighter spenders and the free-to-play players, they have no option. Like, there's just no way they can get it done. Like, that's just the way it is. And this is where I'm saying I don't like this kind of thing, because what else is there to do if you don't beat this, right? There hasn't been any other engaging content that's new to the game, except for this. What else is there? I know we have had systems upon systems. So we've got Battlefield, so you could do that. Yeah, you've got Baton Battle. You've got what's it called? Chain Battle. And again, Chain Battle is innovative. I don't like it per se, but it's innovative. It's different than what we're used to, because it's a different game mode. So I applaud them for that. I don't like it, but not everything they do needs to be a home run with everyone. So that I understand. But like this, I was talking to Diddy and Jin, and I was just asking all these guys in 5.9, like, when's the last time you played a boss rush? When's the last time you did SBR or ESBR, right? Like anything like that. Like once you've done the content, they're bored till the next time things come around. They have all this content here that could just recycle, okay? And this is what I'm saying. Other games that have hero collectors, they give you an incentive to collect all the heroes, because then you have to spend gems, or in this case dragon stones, to buy extra box space. You want to summon all the units, like every R, N, SR, SSR, TUR, LR. They want you to, like, they need to give you an incentive to keep all of what you're doing. So for me, what they should be doing, and I mentioned this before, I got ripped apart, but like do something akin to Battle Pass. Every celebration, which is essentially every month with a Dokkan Fest exclusive, they need to give incentives to do something. So let's say the next Dokkan Fest exclusive for Saiyan Day is Super Saiyan God Goku, right? So why don't they give us incentives to go summon for Super Saiyan God Goku? So clear Super Battle Road with a Super Saiyan God Goku. Now, you could be screwed on the gacha and not pull it, but like, that's just how it is. They could be like, hey, summon the new Dokkan Fest exclusive Super Saiyan God Goku, go clear Super Battle Road 3 times. But if you can't clear it with the new one, then clear it with any Super Saiyan God Goku 7 times, for example, right? And they can give you rewards, incentives, right? Obviously, the penultimate reward would be more Dragon Stones, but they can give you more stuff like currency for Battlefield, currency for Chain Battle, equipments, more like roster slots in general for your box. Anything else, like whatever they want to give you an incentive, stickers, right? Something cosmetic like that. Or, I've always said they should bring back the Shenron and say, reset the story, like chapter 8, right? For story, so you can clear it again and get more Dragon Stones. Or give a thing like, hey, get Super Saiyan God Goku, the new one, to link level 3, or any Super Saiyan God Goku to link level 5. You get this, there needs to be a rotating incentive for you to play the game and do something. Like there's got to be goal orientation for you to just go for it. And right now, the only thing that we have is, Red Zone. And the problem with Red Zone is nobody thinks the effort is worth the reward, right? So for your average player, and again, I'm not the average player. Right? I spend a lot. I have a huge box, so my experience isn't the same. But I'm giving you an idea of what could be used as an incentive to play this. There needs to be more things to do. So, like, if you were a regular player, you couldn't even touch this event. Like, only reason I can even try this is because I got rainbowed units of all the LRs on the best team. I'm gonna give it a shot, right? Maybe I gotta change up my strategy. And I'm not saying the free-to-plays can't, or light spenders can't either. But for those who just didn't pull the new units or don't have the exact same box like I do, they understand that, like, this is not really worth the time to be sweaty and frustrate yourself for the next 30 minutes, right? So what else is there to do? That's where I say there needs to be incentives to do other stuff. That's why a battle pass system, and from live service games and other gachas where you just do objectives continually playing, because the goal is they want you to continue to play, log in the app, because the more you play the game, there's a higher opportunity for you to go buy something. That's just market research. It's just their psychology, right? So any way they can incentivize you to keep playing the game, not leave that app for another game where you could spend more money. Like, I don't know what Dokkan's doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what their analysis and what their thought process is in this whole thing is. So that's why, like, again, I'm not saying we shouldn't have Red Zone. I think we should have Red Zone, but we need to have more than just Red Zone. And the problem, all they've been doing is just cranking up the numbers on all the difficulty to just incentivize you to pull for the next thing, which I get. That's a sound strategy from a gacha perspective, but you're leaving behind people who can't do that and incentivize them that way. They need other things to do to, like, engage them. And the game's 7 years old, so they're not necessarily gaining more players faster than they're losing players. They need to keep something there. That's just how I feel. Like, again, I could be playing this for the next, like, 10 years if the games last that long. But my interest wanes a lot, right? Like, when new stuff comes up, I'm hyped. And then I personally have a goal of having a lot of units level 10 links, or, you know, having something to do. But when let's say I get every unit to level 10 links, what's there left for me to do? You know what I mean? The game needs to give me more incentive to do stuff, to stay active. And I think rolling missions I would say every week, but knowing them, they probably do it every celebration, which is fine. Like, that's good, because when we have updates to LG GT or the Vegeta event, like, we use specific teams, like, people will care about that. Again, I'm going to give you more examples so you guys can have an understanding of what I mean, because team building and card and collection is the key component of this game. So, team cost. Remember when team cost used to be a thing? It's not really a thing anymore because you're not restricted. But why don't we make it a thing still and say, like, hey, you'll get 3 more Dragon Stones if you beat the latest Dokkan Fest exclusive event, you know, something supposed to be easy, with a team cost less than, like, I don't know, 250 or less than 150 or whatever, where it's like, oh, I got to bring SSR units. And it's like, okay, that's a little more challenging. Maybe they can't be debuffed in sense of, like, attack and defense, but they can be stunned. So I'll take some SSR units that can stun. You know what I mean? Like, just team building. Beat these events with a Gohan, any Gohan, like 7 times. You know what I mean? Super Battle Road, IDBH, Red Zone, God Event, whatever. Just like they, like, go rainbow this unit, go do this, you know what I mean? Like, just it requires more work on Akatsuki's end, obviously, because they have to come up with the missions. But if you're just gonna make me think instead of taking my strongest team and trying to, you know, blast through it, it'd be like, hey, finish this in less than 7 turns, finish it in more than 15 turns, you know? So it's like, oh, I need to stall, I need a unit that can't do that much damage, you know? So it's like, I can, like, the theory crafting is the beautiful part. You know, Jin and I love just chatting, like, oh, what kind of units can we take? What's the best unit for this? What's the best unit for that? Like, we love talking about that stuff. So that's what makes the game engaging for us since we started 6 years ago. You know what I mean? 6-7 years ago. And so that's what I mean by, like, we need stuff like that to engage us, when this is clearly meant for the next power creep, next generation of units to come out to really beat this event. But again, I don't like the fact they just turned the numbers up. When we went from SBR to ESBR, they just literally cranked the numbers. Here, I was talking to Hydros. He managed just to take a look at, like, you know, the attack stats of the events. So, like, the Red Zone event for Baby, right? Not even talking 17, Broly, or Omega. To put in perspective, the original Legendary Goku event, his attack stat is about 150k or 140k, he said. But then Baby has an attack stat of like 350k. So, like, that tells you that they just cranked the numbers. Oh, and the HP, Goku has like 12 million HP, something like that. I'm talking the original Goku, Legendary Goku event. The latest Baby one has like 30 million. And then, of course, he's got damage reduction and, you know, all this other stuff. So, like, again, cranking the numbers, you know, we've been doing that for the last like 3-4 years, and that's been okay. But I want more innovative stuff like Super Battle Royale. I don't know if they can, because the mechanics of the game are very simple, right? Like, it's not complex gameplay mechanics here. So there's only so much they can do with it. But I feel like they just got to be creative in the challenging portion, you know? Give us tell us to finish this event in under X amount of minutes. You get this reward, you know, whatever it is. Another reward structure I want to talk about is like just take what we have for the anniversaries, so tickets and all that kind of stuff, and put that into every celebration. You know, so if the next Dokkan Fest is Super Saiyan God Goku from not Resurrection F, but Battle of the Gods, okay, so there's a stone banner. But if you complete all the missions, here's like 50 tickets to do 5 multis. You know, it's engaging content. Instead of Dragon Stones, they give it to you then. But then tickets are in a form time limited, so you have to do it within the next 2-3 weeks, that month, to get those tickets, right? I think that's fair. I absolutely believe like they can do so much more with the current content they have to make it challenging, so that they don't need to make new content per se. I know that sounds terrible, but they have a roadmap of stuff that is laid out in front of us. They just need to tweak some things, and reutilize things so that we can do the same content over and over in an engaging fashion. So again, I think the red zone is not a bad thing. It's very difficult for me, for Truth, for any whale, whatever. And that's fine. That's not a problem. But my issue is that that's all they're giving us. There needs to be more content to do. You know, like we have those new EZA units. Give us a mission to use those EZA units 20 times. Get them to link level 5. Give us some rewards for that. And they don't have to be Dragon Stones. I know everyone wants them to be Dragon Stones, but it can be anything else. Make a new currency. I don't care. Make it something worth doing. Make the rewards justify the amount of work we have to do to get it. And people will do it. Right now, Diddy, Jin, they're just like, there's no incentive for me to do this stuff. Some people just don't have the time, but Diddy's been doing like a 45-day straight stream, and he doesn't want to touch Dokkan because there's nothing else to do. But it's like, obviously you can do this, you can do a bunch of other stuff, but it's like, no, I've done the content once. There's no reason to go back to it. There's no engaging reason to do it. And that's kind of what prompted me to make this video, is that, or have this discussion. And hopefully you guys could just, you know, who've been listening to this in the back, you don't have to really watch my crappy gameplay or terrible RNG where I just get destroyed on a super, or I think it'll be a normal, but it's super, whatever. My whole point is there's so much more to the game that they could do to make it more engaging. They just haven't, and I'm kind of disappointed, and I want to see more of it. Otherwise, my interest to continue to play the game may wane, and I might stop like Talon has in the past, like Rhyme has done, plenty of other content creators, you know. So anyways, you guys let me know your comments down below, what your thoughts are. I talked to Jin. He said I had to go ahead to kind of rant about this. He's been a bit busy, so I'm going to make as many videos as I can in the meantime. Been itching to make content, but like this is the one thing that's been on my mind, is just straight up, there needs to be more than just turn on the numbers times 2, times 3. Let's see how they like that, and then they'll sell us the solution to the problem they created down the line. Like that's a very typical gotcha mobile thing. I get it. Falling for the trap. Everyone's falling for it. It is what it is. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Am I crazy? Am I thinking this is not good enough? Or you kind of feel where I'm feeling? Like, yeah, there needs to be more on this end. There has to be more that they can do. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next one, guys. Nolar out.